Today we will learn how to add different languages and voices on MaryTTS.
Who is Mary Bob?
No one, my darling.
I don't trust you.
Oh yeah, baby.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh yeah. I am Elise, a wonderful girl.
Shut up, Elise. Let's continue our tutorials.
So hello everyone, in these tutorials part 2 I will show you how to add different languages and voices in MaryTTS. But first of all I want to show you how the different languages and voices are working. So internally MaryTTS to work needs the builder library in the class path of the project, and also it needs a library that it is containing the language that we are using. For example, now we are using English language, so we need this library here. If we want to support more languages, we have to go on the website of the MaryTTS and download builder package. After you have done that and open MaryTTS builder package jar, you can go inside and go in the libraries folder. You can see here that it has a lot of jar files. So from that jar files I have added this jar file, which you can see here, to support English language. If you want to support, for example, France language or Italian or German, you have to add one of these different libraries, or you can add multiple of them to support multiple languages. So that it is about the language. About the different voices of MaryTTS. Here, as you can see, I have 3 different voices which I have downloaded from a website, and I will show you how to do that. But before that, I want you to go on the YouTube and download MaryTTS part 2 and build that project on Eclipse. So if it is difficult for you, you can see the previous tutorial and check how it is done. So I'm gonna show you now how to download different voices. Below the video you will find a link which is taking you on the GitHub, and here you will find an XML file. That XML file contains all the voices that MaryTTS is supporting, along with description about each voice, where the file it is, and things like that. So if you have not again seen XML file, I will explain you a little bit fast here what we have. What I want you to do is copy all this code and then go on desktop, create a new text document, paste all this code into the document and rename it to voices.xml. I also have this file in MaryTTS part 2, so you can, if you want, download it from there. Let's open this file on the browser. So what we can see here, we can see a root element which is named MaryTTS.install. This root element has a lot of voices as sub-elements. Each one of these voices is one voice that we want to use into our application. So here we want to use English voices, so we want to go on a voice that it is containing local this and English from Great Britain or English from United States. But you can do that by going to one by one voices and selecting here where you see inside the voice the location to be folder false, here it is the folder that you need to download. For example, I'm copying it with Control C, or you can go copy, and I pressing Control V, and when that is done, you can download the file, save it on the desktop, and if you go and open that zip file, you can find in the library the jar file you need. You can see here the jar file. You can see here that I have added some jar files here. I have not added this specifically, but that are another voices. And you take this jar file, you drag and drop that into the project, and you add it into the class path. Then from inside the code, you can see, for example, as I have shown in the previous tutorial, that I'm printing all the available voices. You can see here the names, and each time I'm setting the voice. So as more libraries as you have added here, for example, if you have 5 voices, you will get 5 outputs here, and you can change the voices. Now, if you want to see how it works, you must see the previous tutorial, which I'm explaining how this thing with 3 classes is working. The purpose of this tutorial is another. So let's see how to download new voices. As I have said, you can do that manually, but I want to show you a very smarter way. In this tutorial, I will use a tool named how it is named, BaseX GUI, and you can download it from the link you can find below the video, and go download the BaseX here, the installer, install it and open it. Let's minimize that, and let's minimize also Eclipse. So as you can see here, I have the XML file and I'm dropping it here. What I will do here is that I will use XQuery. If you haven't learned about XQuery, go see some tutorials, or else you can see how I do that. Copy the code, and I will explain that. I will use XQuery to query the voices that I want. Here, let me check something. Okay, it's working. Here we want voices that are English voices and are from Great Britain or from USA. So let's write some code to get all these languages here and the folders from where we can download that voices. It's a lot better than to do that manually searching here. Let's go. So if you go on the XML file, you can see that the root element has a namespace named like this. So I want to copy that from here, because we're gonna use that, and we're gonna declare name space, namespace is that. Okay, for some reason okay, I will run a for loop here, and I will select voices in fn doc. Okay, fn doc a no voices .xml. I will cut the video here